todos, bienvenidos a mi podcast. Welcome back to my podcast. Hi, my name is Jay Barraza, and I am the host of this podcast, In Between Us. Today, I am so excited to be finally back in this, big project, because I think it era, a whole year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can still feel the nerves of, I don't know, ahorita I was I might not even know how to, connect the stuff, because it's been, I feel like years, but no, it's actually been quite a while since I've been here, and it kind of feels a little off, to be honest, because I just got used to not doing it. But New Year's, new me. Every single year, it's the same goal. New Year's, new me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set the goal to myself that I'm gonna start my podcast again. And I know I have started this podcast 5 times already, no joke. And but now I'm finally I'm trying to commit myself to this podcast, and I'm just so thankful, mainly to God for this opportunity that He gives me, and for all of these things that He provides for me, through my parents, and as well through my family that have helped me get this project through. And yeah, but no more nor less. As you guys can see, I have my invite today, and she is one of my most, not my most, I'm gonna say, but she's one of my recent friends that I just met, and I'm just so glad to have you here in my podcast. If you could present to us.
My name is Yaretsi Wong. I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. We can get this one. So, Yaretsi, tell me, what are some of your favorite things to do? Your hobbies or just anything.
Well, I love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do. I also do nails. It's one of my favorite things.
We already know that, of course, but just so you know. Pero para decirlo en español, porque sé que también tengo, ¿cómo dice? También tengo a mi audiencia, gracias, a mi audiencia que también habla español. Pues el día de hoy estoy agradecida de poder estar de regreso aquí en este proyecto. Pues como les decía ahorita, estoy sumamente agradecida principalmente con Dios por la oportunidad que me da, por todo lo que me ha dado y todo lo que me bendice. Y pues les presenté a mi invitada, Yaretsi, y el día de hoy queremos hablar de un tema que vemos que es importante, principalmente para las personas de nuestra edad, pero igual pues es un problema que se da pues en general alrededor del mundo con todas las personas, if you agree. So I want my audience to get to know you better. Sorry.
You're good.
And so talk to us how has your childhood been? What has been some of your favorite games, or what was your favorite treat as a kid? What was something that you liked doing as a kid?
Well, I was a very much of a desastrosa. Me corté mucho cuando estaba chiquita, de que me raspaba las rodillas. Tengo muchas cicatrices en el cuerpo por lo mismo, porque era un desastre. Pero I had a really good childhood. I can say I really had a really good childhood. I loved my childhood. I was never I was barely in my house. I had a really tight-knit family.
Mm-hmm.
So we were always in a party or whatever. We would come back home at 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Well, I have a sister, so me and her have always been really close. And I can say I loved it. It was one of my favorite, I have a lot of favorite memories when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Mi mamá sí, pobrecita. A cada rato iba al hospital porque me salía con mis cosas, and I was really much of always falling down, always having a type of problem. Pero other than that, I feel like I had a really good childhood.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool, because it seems like you were that kind of outdoor kid who explored and did everything outside.
And actually, it was really crazy because now, like, who I am now is super opposite of who that little girl was. Because I was the type of kids who will literally come out of other people and be like, hi. But in school, I was completely the opposite. In school, I was more of a shy kid. I was never, like, really, like, talkative,
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Yeah.
But I feel like it has a lot to do with the topic today of mental health and a lot of things that happened throughout my childhood that I feel like are still like really present and made me the person who I am now
Yeah.
because of everything that happened. I
Yeah.
was just like, there's a
All
lot
the
of stuff
things.
that I feel like this specific topic
Yeah.
has been such a big thing in my life.
Yeah.
So I can talk a lot about it, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a lot of things that I can talk about it. And mostly because my mental health, my problems that I have are hereditarios, is
Yeah.
like
You inherit.
like most of my family has
Yeah.
these type of problems. So, and like, I feel like I got it to a point of controlling it really well.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been like, it's there, but I'm good, you know?
But you're still like going and pushing. That's like so interesting because I know that like me and you have like very different like childhoods. Like yo también era una niña así de que like I was not very outdoor and I wasn't like so athletic. But like I was like very much like I try anything. Like never saw myself like playing soccer ever. But me as a kid, you saw me running behind the ball.
I feel
like
like that's the difference, because like I was not like a super athletic kid. I never liked sports.
Mhm.
Like barely into this year I got into sports.
And
And
it's-
it's golf. Like it's not that
it's not even a sport. No, it is.
It is.
It is.
It is hard, but it's not like that bad.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was more of I want to play with blood.
Oh my god.
No, with pues con lodo and my my stepdad.
Yeah.
He used to grab la manguera and literally spray it all over around, and we would literally like grab it and like doblarla como los que me hicieron en Juárez me van a entender. La doblábamos para que se llenara más, o sea, que saliera más fuerte. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Pero
I can
hacíamos
get it.
eso para poder llegar más lejos y poder mojar a todos. Y nos mojábamos entre... Mi mamá se enojaba mucho. She was like, ¿qué estos hacen? O hacemos un desastre, pero horrible. And mostly because my stepdad was really much of that type of parent who was like, no, gente, ¿qué va a pasar?
Yeah.
No pasa nada, se puede secar.
Yeah.
So, también, like, that's how I think also the oldest of my sobrinos grew up as well.
Mhm.
Because me and him were like, we were 6 years apart, but still, like, lo llevaba afuera para que se mojara con el lodo. And, like,
Mhm.
nos llenáramos todos de lodo y el último ya nos metíamos a bañar. Pero I feel like that type of things I used to do, like also running around, but like never sports. Like,
You were
nothing
more
was that.
you were more like adventurous in a
Uh-huh.
way. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, yo no. I was always like inside and toys. Like I was never the type to like try to get dirty or wet or like trying to like explore around, like never. And if you ever saw me like that, like I don't know, maybe it was the people I was hanging around with because I was literally not like that. I was never I never exposed myself to a lot of things.
Mhm.
I don't know why, to be honest. Like,
And I think that's the craziest part, because for me also my mom was very much of tenernos en la casa
yeah.
y no querer salir, no querer, o sea, hacernos poder ir a otro lugar. And I was very outgoing in some ways I was.
Mm. That's actually pretty cool. Like, I want to see you running around in the dirt.
I was very much like that type of kid, and I feel like it's also the way I grew up. I was
Yeah.
very much of todos los fines de semana salir a Juárez,
Yeah.
todos los días, like de viernes a domingo, y regresamos meses en la mañana porque mi mamá no se quería regresar temprano.
Mhm.
So I feel like growing up in Juárez was one of like the best things I could have ever done, because I even like my childhood house is in
Yeah.
Juárez, and when there was like summer break and stuff like that, it was great. Like we would literally take our TV
Mhm.
from El Paso
Yeah.
to Juárez, and we would stay there. Like my mom, hasta mi mamá desconectaba el internet porque no la pasábamos ahí. Literalmente nos íbamos para Juárez, nos quedamos un buen rato, era ir al cine, era
It's so cool.
hacer cosas que siento que todavía me acuerdo mucho y son como unas como que tengo mucho muy presentes,
Yeah.
porque íbamos al Parque Borunda, chamizal, like it was just the best things ever.
That is so cool. So, like, ya es que te dije yo previously, and I know my audience knows this, but I was never like, te digo, I was never really exposed to a lot of things. And then also the change of me moving away throughout my childhood and not really like experiencing the like this city, like also como tú decías que you were like Paso Juarez and like you spent a lot of time in Juarez and stuff. Like usually for me Juarez was like going to visit my grandma and that's like about it.
No, and actually it was crazy because I used to hate El Paso. Like I hated it. I was like, no, I don't like it. I like going to Juarez.
Yeah.
And now it's the complete opposite. Like
You're
now,
like, no.
las líneas, like just the line. I am done with the lines.
I know. Same.
But like I was saying, like I feel like it was such a big part of my life and my childhood,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember so much about it. Like I remember like my mom has a bunch of pictures that she took. Like we nos llenamos de espuma en el Parque Borunda. Me acuerdo mucho de los juegos y todo eso, like
Yeah.
everything they used to do, and I don't know. I feel like it was just a big difference, like as well, because I also moved more schools instead of like school and houses and like zones
Mm-hmm.
that I have moved around in, and I feel like that also is a big part, like because that was like and I left my childhood school, so I feel like leaving that was just like a big change for
Mm.
me as well. Like you said, like moving to another
Yeah.
city, but also like moving to school is like out of nowhere. Like your mom be like, "We're leaving,"
Yeah.
you know, and it was just weird. I didn't like it.
Tell us how that experience of like moving schools was and like how easy was it or was it not easy like
It got easier throughout the years, I believe, cause I started getting used to being alone. Like at first, cause I did make some friends, but at first it was just like no. So I had to learn how to like just learn how to be alone, and like manage my way through it.
yes
And mostly cause like all of the schools that I have been in,
yeah
this is the best one I could have landed in, cause and I'm just waiting to graduate at this point.
it low-key is kind of the best one even though people are like nah your school is like so bad
It's actually way better than the ones that I have been in personally. So,
low-key.
like, I have been in, and I feel like it's more because of the people, and I feel like just because you're there, it makes it a little better.
Yeah
And mostly because it's just something that I feel like meeting you out of nowhere, like, it was just weird. And mostly
Yeah.
because, well, I was gonna talk to you more because of the podcast, because I saw
Yeah.
it in your book, and I was just like, I just need to talk to her, and I really wanted to since the first day I saw
I know
you.
we got trapped the
'Cause-
first
We have like it's like a school like to help us
yeah
to get a like it's like something to
it's like
help
an
us.
intro to our careers that we want to do or
Yeah.
something like that
So me and you had it at the same time, and they started telling everybody at different times, and we ended up in a little room for 4 hours.
yeah because basically each period que tenemos dura como 2 horas and so estuvimos ahí pues for 2 periods y sin hacer nada. It was like the first day of school and we missed the bus.
And it was just horrible. But like I remember that I was so nervous, and I remember I even posted on Instagram, there's too many people here. Like I literally remember posting on Instagram, there's too many people here, I want to leave.
Yeah.
And I think I just got used to it. And like those first few weeks, I was literally alone, and I did not care. I was only on my iPad watching TikTok. I did not care. I was just living my life and just like letting God deal with
Yeah.
whatever he wanted to, and like guide me whatever he wanted to. And once I saw you and the yearbook, I remember I took a picture of it and was like, I'ma find out what like podcast is. I couldn't find it, so that's why I started talking to you and be like hey, like can I follow you please? And yeah, that's how it
I
went.
know, it's like so crazy. It's the fact that, like, I know this might sound, I don't want people to, like, misunderstand this, but it kind of is like when God puts you in this, like, in a direction, in the right direction,
Mhm.
and, like, you have these, like, how do you say, like, this,
Intuición, algo así.
No, like I don't know how like these results and like these beautiful results of like our friendship. Like now we're like so close. Like we're friends.
We're literally almost living on each other.
No, literally, and it's just like it's just how awesome God really like. I never saw myself even doing friends because, as I said in my previous podcast, like I'm not social, and you know how I'm not social.
And
Like
it was so weird because like every single time I will see you like just waiting for the bus to get in,
yeah,
you would literally be on your phone, and I was like, this girl just does not want to talk to me. Like, and then like once I got the courage up, because I was literally about to sit back down. I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
yeah.
But I did it, and it was the best decision I did, to be honest.
No, the funny thing is that I like yo también quería hablarte. Like caminaba y te miraba ahí sentada en los escalones. I was like, I have to go talk to her. She's new. Like she won't tell me anything because she's new. Like she's not gonna like say anything. Like, cause when I always try to meet people, like in my head before talking to them, I'm like I can't talk to them first because then I'm like the first thing that comes to my mind is que es lo que van a pensar de mí. Like.
And to be honest, like go back to the question that you asked me, like how I felt. That feeling fades off throughout the years of moving schools. Cause I always thought that same way. I feel like, oh, they're gonna think about me, like I'm gonna think I'm weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be fine. So I feel like I got the courage up, and it was just because I just didn't know how to approach you. And I finally did, and I remember que literalmente me pegué contigo porque dije, I don't know where else to go.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like a really strong connection with you. Like, it was just super weird.
I know, it's just like so spontaneous. Like, it was just like a click. And I don't know.
Yeah, and it was just, it's been the best thing ever, to be honest. Because, like, even now, being able to go to church with you and stuff like that, it's been one of the best feelings ever. And mostly because I feel like you're such a big part of the reason why I got close to God. And I feel like it's one of the biggest, and like I feel like God has helped me a lot in the way of my mental health, because I always was that type of person was like, it doesn't exist, like I don't believe in this, and I had my reasons, but I feel like meeting somebody that, like literally meeting you was one of the best things that he could have given me. And I hate that I wasn't here for my sophomore year, because I was about to, but just because of a Spanish test, I wasn't able to. But I was really close of going to that school for our sophomore year.
It's so crazy. I never thought of myself like even going to that school, because when my cousins were there, they were like, no, yeah, like, pa que te venga, so we could be together. And I'm like, bro, I'm never gonna, like, I'm gonna graduate at the high school I was before. And then, like, boom, my sophomore year, I'm here, and then I'm like, oh, like, this is actually, like, I'm here at the big Austin high school, like. But I feel like a lot of these things have, well, that we've experienced, and now that maybe people out, like, in the world, anywhere where they are, might experience, and, like, there's just, like, these things don't always give a good result on us. Like, as you said, like, moving schools was, at first it was kind of hard for you, but now, like, you got used to it. And we see how people, like, some people don't get used to it, you know? And, like, it causes, like, I don't know, like, insecurities or, like, things like that.
And there's, like, in our school, there's kids who are military kids, and they move a lot. And I can't compare myself to them, because they move, like, states.
I know.
They move like
countries.
Literally. So I can't imagine that, because like when I was more a kid. Right now we're not so much, but I was really close to some of my family. I'm not that much anymore, but I feel like just moving, like even like I think one time, I think it was like the summer of my freshman year, I think. Yeah, my freshman year. I went to Houston for 2 weeks. I came back and I was literally crying for my mom. I can't be that away from family or my sister, stuff like that. Like, I just can't. So I feel like, anyway, like, moving schools like that, and because, like, mostly because I was in my elementary from kindergarten, I think, up to 6th grade when COVID hit. When COVID hit, my mom was like, I'm moving. And I was like, okay. We moved. We went all the way to San Eli. And that first school, I hate with my heart. Like, I hate that school. That school was one of the reasons why I feel like my mental health got worse. Lo segura que me sentía conmigo misma se me quitó. De que todo se me cayó al suelo. Y siento que también fue porque I was like around, what, 12 years old? 11, 12 years old? So I feel like that was one of the main reasons, and also because me llegó la rebeldía horrible, me corté el pelo, o sea, horrible, que me llegó una rebeldía horrible. Y siento que por cómo te ves, te tratan. Y siento que es lo que me pasó a mí en esa escuela.
Yeah, totally get it. Well, for me, like, I really never had the thing where, like, oh, like, my mental health is not, like, well, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it also has a lot to do with, like, our culture in a way, because, like, when you think, I don't know, well, in me, when I think about mental health, I'm like, well, it's like going to therapy or like doing things that you like, or taking medicine. Or, that's what I think when mental health comes to my mind. And so I feel like a lot of things that, like, sometimes that people don't treat their mental health well is because like digo, por ejemplo, nosotros que somos mexicanos and we're like, ay, no estás loca, o sea, es algo que se te va a pasar, o sea, son caprichos or like stuff like that, you know what I mean?
And I feel like in that way, I feel like that's like the worst part, because it's mostly Mexicans who have the worst mental health. And anyway or another, I feel like it just depends a lot on what you've been through, and I feel like I just have like a problem with all that when they say like, oh, it's because like I've been through all of this. They're like, I've been through it, and I don't think it's the reason why you should not like be better and make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you keep putting yourself down and just not actually trying to get out of that hole, then like, there's a limit that I have with mental health anyway, of being like, okay, like, I get it, I've been there, but you can get out, you know, like, there is ways to get out. Of course it's hard, and it's not gonna take like a year or a month. It's gonna take a long time to get out of there, and mostly because in my experience, I think this year has been the year where I haven't had any type of problems, like, since last year, mostly since the beginning of the school year. I haven't had a lot of problems, or during the summer, like, of course, like, there's days where you're like, I can't, but I feel like how horrible I was before, I feel like now it's just like a whole different situation. So
and like, now that you share with us like about like how you built on your mental health, like, how was it like in your life that as growing up from kid to teenager, we're still teenagers, but like, you know, that middle, like when we're like in middle school up to high school, like how would you say that you dealt with your how you dealt with your mental health? Like,
so I feel like for me, my mental health started because when I was a kid, I was bullied, like heavily bullied, and it got into a point where I think it was, I don't know who it was. I forgave everybody who did that to me because I still know who they are, and like I know that they're like still there, but since I was a kid, I was always bullied, so I got used to it, and it's a bad thing to get used to it, but I got used to getting bullied, and like throughout the schools I've been, in every single school I've been in, like, I have had problems of getting bullied, of somebody like putting you down. And I feel like in the process of growing up and like moving, my mental health has gone into like different, how do I say, like different stages, because of the moving part, and like how my mental health has gotten worse or better. And I feel like in middle school, everybody's mental health gets worse, and mostly because in middle school it was like the heaviest school that I had, and it was in 7th grade. It was like the heaviest bullied I got in. Like, it's gotten to a point where a guy almost tried to like flip my desk, you know? So I get it, like a lot of things that has gone through my mind. Like, I get why I'm like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it also has to do a lot with, like, I just feel like there's some people who just don't have a heart in a way, and just like making fun of people just because.
Yeah.
Just because they think that's funny, and something that you may think it's funny, it's not funny for somebody else, you know, and it
Yeah.
may have just ruined them in a horrible way.
Yeah, and I feel like the greatest like area that we see these kinds of like actions is specifically through middle school, because me remembering my years in middle school, they were also like horrible. Like they were horrible because I was dealing with like my social, like I was in social. Like, I won't say antisocial, but like I was in part of a group, or like I was a lot of my time I was alone. And I feel like through middle school it's just like kids trying to act like they know everything, like they're grown, and they actually have no idea like how the world even is dealt with, you know what I mean?
And I also feel like the groups, there's a lot of different groups, and I feel like if you're popular in middle school, it's just like you're the best person ever.
I know.
And it is not that deep. But I feel like for me, like in that specific school, it was like more rancho, like in that school. So I feel like most of those kids were just not okay mentally.
Yeah.
And even like the bullies that I had in that school, they followed me to a different school. Like I have seen them again, and none of them recognize me, and I'm happy about that, because I'm like, yeah, like I built myself enough to not get down like that. But one of the bullies followed me to my middle school in 8th grade. Like after a year, he followed me, and I remember that I saw him and I panicked. That my whole process where I had my mental health super good, like I was doing good.
Yeah.
My mental health got really worse, where I used to shake in the bathroom because of the fear that I had.
Yeah.
I got really good, and to the point that I made new friends, and it was great. And I saw him in the hallway. I remember that day because I was coming out of one of my favorite teachers'
Yeah.
classroom, and I saw him, and I was just like, he looks oddly familiar. And that time I still was in denial that I didn't have to wear glasses. So of course I got a little closer, and literally I was like, oh my god, like I didn't recognize him. And also because I was just like not even paying attention, I looked at him, he looked at me dead in the eyes and knew who I was, but like he didn't like
He
fully
didn't-
process it, who
okay.
I was. So right after he saw me, I ran to my classroom and I was bawling. I couldn't keep it together. I was bawling. I think I had science that day, and I remember that I told him, you know what, I can't be here, I have to leave. After that, like, it was like my main classes.
Yeah.
So after that, like, it was lunch, and I just went. It was my third period. I had a third period, and I was gonna go to math, and I remember that I went to the counselor, and I was like, can you check if I have him in the class? Like,
Yeah.
can you check? And she was like, yeah. She checked. I had him in math.
Mm.
So it was horrible. I remember that she was there supposedly like just studying the class, when she was just trying to see if he will do something again to me.
Yeah.
He was the guy who almost flipped my desk. But I remember a lot that he was just like standing there, and I was bawling. I couldn't stop crying. I was full on bawling. I remember that my teacher came up to me. She was like, do you need a minute? I was like, no, I'm okay. I just breathed and like let it go.
Yeah.
During lunch, I remember that day they made him sign something to make sure that he wouldn't bully me again. Because it got so bad that like one of my aunts was like a really big
Yeah.
part of a district. I think it was around that district. I don't know exactly what she does.
I have a question. Like, was he aware like that it was you like later on, like when they made him sign and
Oh
everything?
wait, it's because like let me get to the part.
Okay.
So one of my aunts, like I said, like, she called the school and she was like, if you guys don't help this out, because like I was quiet, I was bullied throughout the whole year. It was horrible. And also because in middle school, not in my whole middle school, just 7th grade, I had my hair really short and I looked like a guy. In my defense, I was going through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So like I can't like defend myself a lot, but I kind of can. So, and like I remember a lot that my aunt called and like everything was fixed. In that other school, before I answered what you asked me, in the other school, I remember that I had health, and I still had him in that class. In that class, he tried to flip my desk, and they used to make a lot of fun of my last name. My last name is Chinese, and I have accepted it throughout the years, because to be honest, if you keep getting bullied by that, you get used to it. So I feel like that was the main reason why they kept bullying me. And um, I remember a lot that like they kept like repeating my name over and over, which is childish. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's I have a very not unique, but I have a really different last name from a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially that one in that school, because it was more like Mexican
Culture,
Mexican last names.
Yeah.
And well, mine wasn't, and I got that, but I don't know what it was his problem. But I remember that one time I think they were making really fun. They were making a lot of fun of me,
Mm-hmm.
and my teacher made them write a note. They all put in that note because I read those. I literally cried and gave those cards back to him because he was trying to be nice. Like, get it.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher was trying to be nice. I absolutely loved him. He was super sweet, but he was trying to be nice and like make them apologize to me.
Yeah.
But in all those cards, they were just saying I just because it's just funny seeing her cry.
Dang.
So, right after like I moved to this new school, I was like, you guys can't kick them out. He has been kicked out of almost 8 schools in the past years that I was like in that year in 8th grade. Sorry, pero basically he he just like did not care. Like he was getting moved a
Yeah.
lot. And I remember a lot that they made him sign a paper. They were like, if you do something, you're getting kicked out. And he got into a fight, and one of the guys fought him, and they kicked him out after like a couple of months. Everybody like in that time, I had my best friend, and my best friend, I remember that she asked him, "Why were you bullying her?"
Mm-hmm.
Like she full on asked him, and he just said it was funny. It was funny bullying me for a year while I was really shaking. Like I had so much about anxiety and depression that I shaked out
Yeah.
of fear of all of that. For him, it was really funny. He later on he realized who I was. Nobody recognized me. Nobody was just like, "What? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you're her?" You know. And I feel like throughout the years you change, and I feel like they thought I was gonna stay the same. I wasn't gonna stay the same. I think it was a lot of because of my mental health, the reason why I was like that. But I just feel like dealing with my mental health made me look the way I looked. Como que me veía muy desgastada, me veía muy triste. Pero
Yeah.
siento que era por mi salud mental, o sea, de que yo andaba muy mal. And during those times, my mom was also working a lot, and she was barely working on what she works right now in. So because she was doing all of that, I feel like nos dejó un poquito. Like she just like left us a little bit alone, and I feel like that's when it started escalating. And because I wasn't talking, like nobody knew what was going on in school.
Yeah.
Like I hated school so much, and to the point that I literally missed so much in that school. I missed a lot of time in that school. Literally, I was just not going. And he just never. After he recognized who I was, he liked my best friend. He really liked one of my best friends in that school. And I literally told her like it's your choice, but
Yeah.
don't expect me to say hi to you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because he did. I can see it. And I was just like, like I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah.
But he was just something else. And I have found him a lot on Instagram sometimes when like suggestions appear, and I'm just like, damn, like that's
Yeah.
crazy that you're still like he's okay, he's living his life. Well, for me, for like the past years, I've been dealing with it because he was just an ass.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm thankful that I'm okay now.
Another thing that I was thinking of, the same that we talk about, also the bullies, is the fact that maybe they're also like, I don't know how you view it, obviously, because you've experienced it, but another, that what I think is that like maybe they're also dealing with like mental health issues, or like even the way that they are treated like in their houses, or the way like they were raised. Like I think that also has a lot of impact on how they are, who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and totally, like, I totally agree with you with that. And I feel like you are right in a lot of ways in that, but any way or another, I just feel like there's not a lot of excuses
Yeah, obviously.
for
Like,
doing all of that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I do understand in the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
It's just that I have processed it that way. Y como que no me molesta, pero it was like a big thing.
It was like really, Yeah, I know. Like they go. I could never like even tell you like, oh yeah, I get you, cause I've never experienced such a thing, and um like it's just such a bomb how people like are just so cruel, like to even like just for little things, things that have no significance. Like one ejemplo que decía like, oh, it's cause it's funny to make her cry. Like, okay, like, are you crazy?
And to be honest, hearing that was just like, wow, like that was like the reason why. Like I thought it was just like because of the way I looked, you know,
Yeah.
and mostly because like my whole life I've been overweight, so
Yeah.
like I was just like it's maybe because of that.
Yeah.
But the fact that just because it made you laugh, I'm like, okay, that was not okay.
Yeah. That's like, and like with like your now that you tell us like that you went through this, like was it really hard on to get back on track, like where like the fact where you didn't have to be like scared or to feel like very like anxious or
I feel like that was one of the main reasons why I also don't have a boyfriend,
mm-hmm.
because I was scared of men for a lot of years. I was scared of like generally just being like around men,
Yeah.
and mostly because of him. Like he was the reason why, like he was just the reason why I was just like super scared of just like being around them, because I was just like that was just not okay. But I feel like right now I processed it and I'm just like let it be in a lot of ways, porque ya como que ya se me pasó, because before it was really hard and it was like a horrible situation to deal with, and I feel like it was more hard for my family than me, because they were the ones who were like me estaban viendo que me estaba cayendo, and my mom I think was the one who had to deal with all of that,
Yeah.
because I got to a point that I actually end up going to a mental hospital. That it got to that point.
Yeah.
Um, and it got to the point where I'm gonna say this in the honest way. I had a lot of attempts, and I got it to the point that I was begging God to kill me, because I was just done with everything.
Yeah.
And of course, there was way more reasons that are way too personal to say,
Yeah.
but I feel like being bullied and dealing with all of that was like one of the main reasons. And like now I can openly talk about it and be like, it's okay. Like I don't feel embarrassed talking about
Mm-hmm.
that I've been in a mental hospital, that I had attempts,
Yeah.
because it's just part of my life and I had to deal with it and I processed it,
Yeah.
and I've been okay. Like I've been totally good. Y sí he tenido muchos terapistas, but siento que cada uno de los terapistas que tuve me ayudó en un proceso de mi vida. Y ahorita ya que literalmente like the only person that has helped me a lot is God, and I absolutely love it. It's better than keep going to therapists
Yeah.
and dealing with all of this of like talking all over again and be like this happened. And
Yeah.
like now it's just God saw everything and he brought me back, and now I'm just enjoying like being in church,
Yeah.
reading
Just
the Bible. I absolutely love it. Aparte que amo leer, me encanta
yeah.
también leer the Bible. So like I feel like God helped me a lot throughout my process of mental health,
Yes.
and mostly because it was hell. Like my mental health was literally hell. It got to a point where I wasn't getting out of my bed. I was in my bed 24/7. I was just not like. Llegó un punto donde no me bañaba, o sea, me quedaba en mi cama. I was literally bedrotting, staring at the wall. Like not even on my phone, staring
Yeah.
at the
You're
wall.
just
Like just staring at the wall. That's why I also got my dog. My dog is also emotional support dog.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's an emotional support dog, and I love her with all my heart. Pero pues sí, but that was one of the main reasons why my mom, and de vez de agarrarme un terapista, she was like, "Here's a dog."
And actually, like dogs are very helpful when it comes to like mental health. I feel because like even though they don't talk to you or anything, but just like the way they are towards you and how like touchy or like not touchy, but like how like they connect with you in a way. It's just like I love my dog.
And to be honest, she's such a smart dog, and I love her with all my heart. And when I used to get panic attacks, which I don't get a lot anymore, I get them when I'm really frustrated. But she stays here. It's just the best things ever. I love my dog because of that. And I feel like she helped me a lot. And I felt bad for her porque cuando ya me regresé a la escuela,
Yeah.
llegó un punto donde ella estaba de que muy apegada a mí. Y como era perro de cuarentena, it was horrible. Pobrecita, la verdad, sufrí mucho when I got back to school.
Oh, pobrecita. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of some of the ways that you can kind of not cope with it, but like get it better, like for you to feel better in a way. Like I feel dogs is just kind of like, I don't know, even to myself that I really never had to deal with it, with like mental issues or anything like that. But it just brings like comfort to you. I don't know, like in a way. Like now that I have my dog, like this one, like she's, I don't know, like just something about it makes me like, I don't know, smile. Like just seeing
like
her.
It just dogs are just something else. Dogs are just the best thing a human can have, and I absolutely love her because like she has been in moments where I was like I'm done, like, and now that I'm doing way better, it's just great.
Yeah, and now she's just chilling and being in the
She doesn't
company.
work anymore as much as she used to because pobrecita trabajaba mucho conmigo porque eran ataques horribles de ansiedad. Ahorita ya casi no. Ahorita de que siento que cuando estoy muy estresada o cuando yo solita me estreso es cuando me salen,
Yeah.
¿sabes? Like, but now I'm just like doing way better. But going like, ¿cómo te explico? O sea, de pasar de estar en un hospital a estar aquí bien, o sea, de que
Yeah.
I went through a lot of that and siento que todavía estoy bien en una manera u otra y no me siento como que mal al respecto.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it was horrible. I saw a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to see. Pero siento que I'm doing way better and I just love that God was able to bring me to here again.
And for example, for the people that are actually dealing right now with like their mental issues, like, is it like, do you think it'll be helpful for them to like, como decías, to like go to hospitals or to therapy?
I feel like being in a hospital filled with people who have done worse or more things than you is not a good thing. Because I went there and there was like a girl. I don't remember her name, but she said that she tried to overdose herself. I went there because I harmed myself. That was the reason why I went to the hospital. And that girl tried to overdose herself. Like, she was in my room with me. And she tried to overdose herself. And she was like, a ella la drogaban para que se durmiera. O sea, de que no la drogaban. Pero le daban pastillas
Like
para que se durmiera.
medicamento, yeah.
So, I remember a lot that she was like, porque yo tenía pues cortadas in my arms. And remember, like, antes yo hablaba de esto, yo lloraba. Ahorita que ya no estoy hablando, como que ni se me quedó la voz ni nada, porque como que ya lo procesé. And I feel like talking about it helps me more. But that one time that like I remember she was there and she was literally like, her eyes were like already like if she was about to go to sleep. And me decía mucho de que that she just felt like me, because she had told me, why did you do that? Like, why did you harm yourself? And I was like, I was just done. Like, it was like I was just completely done with everything. And she was like, no, like, you don't have to do that, And she was like telling me, and I was like, why did you do it? And she literally told me like everything that happened with her. And it was horrible. I feel like being in the hospital where there's like kids, there's even kids in that hospital, and there's kids that have like anger issues. That's like the kids that were in that hospital. Me sentí tan mal porque yo los veía y yo decía, o sea, ¿qué? O sea, ¿cómo puede ser que una mamá puede dejar aquí a su niño de 6, 7 años?
Yeah.
It was horrible. I didn't like it. It was horrible. Like, they do group therapies. It did not help me. And ahí te dicen que si no paras de llorar, no te puedes salir. Y yo soy una vil llorona. So I was like, I'm never getting out of here.
Yeah.
So I remember that I called my mom. Hizo que no me querían dejar. Yo me salí de allí. And cuando mi mamá ya vino por mí, ese hospital dijo que mi papá fue por mí. Y que, o sea, hicieron todo un show. Inventaron un chorro de cosas. Y dijeron que mi papá no puede pasar. Like, he just can't. Like, he doesn't have papers. So So I was like, what do you mean, my dad? Like, I don't even know my dad. At that time, I didn't even like,
Yeah.
I didn't even like full on like met my dad yet. So I was like, what do you mean my dad was here? But I feel like being in the hospital is not good help. Sí, es como más para gente que sí no puede controlarse, porque había niñas que hasta habían, sus novios le habían terminado y estaban súper fatal, otras
Yeah.
niñas que su mamá le valía y la dejaron allí. There was one girl who was like, me preocupaba mucho porque estaba muy flaquita y ella le dieron de comida y ella nada más la movía, like she was like had problems with eating disorders. And I remember that she was just like, I just can't eat that. And they literally were just like telling her, if you don't get out, if you don't eat that, you like, you have to eat it, you know, like.
Yeah.
Mostly
Like
'cause she
forcing
had,
her.
forcing her to, like, not forcing her, but kind of forcing her.
Yeah.
Of like, you have to eat something. Y sí me sentí muy mal, like, estar allí, sí me sentí muy, muy mal. Me fui, te lo juro, como en menos de un día. Le hablé a mi mamá y le dije,
Yeah.
no puedo estar aquí. O sea, era mucho ver a mucha gente con mucho dolor, o sea, era horrible. Siento que yo estaba así, pero estar allí me estaba causando más daño en una manera u otra.
Como que te estaba bajando más a
Ujú.
ti.
Porque siento que, o sea, there's no possible way that I could be there for a longer time because it was just horrible. Like, ha habido veces, like I told you, like
Yeah.
a couple of months ago, I did had un bajón muy fuerte. Bueno, lleva a ser casi un año. Del bajón más fuerte que me ha dado fue como en octubre. El bajón más fuerte que me dio. And it was because, like, everybody, it was just a lot of stuff that was going on in my life. De ese bajón, yo sí volví a pensar en regresarme al hospital. Porque I was like, si alguien no me agarra, like,
Yeah.
I have a fear of, like, harming myself again. I didn't, of course. Like, I feel like it was just, like, I respiré y lo dejé ir y se me pasó. Pero sí llegó un momento donde yo dije, o sea, no, I'm not gonna survive this, you know, like, I have to, like, they have to lock me up again because, like, I'm not gonna be able to be okay. Like, I don't want to make my mom deal with this again, this and that. Pero el último como que se me pasó y respiré y como que se me quitó. Porque sí, I was really close to going back to that hospital. There was a lot of people that I have met throughout my years of moving schools that also have been to hospitals. We all have a different story. I feel like my story is just like, I just don't recommend it. I feel like it's better to get a therapist. And if you're like in a really awful place where you're like, I'm harming myself a lot, that go for it. You know, like I totally should say like you should go for it and just like maybe it will help you more. But for me, it didn't. But I feel like after the last time that happened, I think it's been almost 3 years that I've been like clean without cutting myself and feel like that. So I feel like that was one of like the best feelings ever to like breathe and be like,
Just to let go, like.
Yeah, like of course, like ya llegó un momento donde I don't see my scars anymore. So it's just like a breathe, like
Yeah.
you know. And I feel like I said, I used to beg and like to God to kill me. Like I was just so done. Y llegó un momento donde I'm thankful that He protected me through all of those times that I was trying to do it myself. Porque I don't think, no creo que se la dejé muy fácil. Porque sí, it was a mess. Pero I don't recommend those hospitals to anybody. It's a horrible situation to just see kids. Because some of them are kids.
Yeah.
That are just there and because they have anger issues and their parents don't know what to do and just leave them there. That's my guess. I didn't ask any kids.
Yeah.
I was more in the teenagers. I was like around, I don't even know how old I was. But well, I was around.
Yeah.
My teenagers, like
and
12, 13.
You'd say like that, like yourself, you I wouldn't say judging, but like rating yourself. Like, do you see that you've improved, like really, like highly improved, and like how did you improve? Like how did that grow into the, like how did that process went into the person that you are right now?
I feel like if I hadn't passed through that, no hubiera sido la persona que estoy ahorita en la manera de que no hubiera entendido a la gente como la entiendo. De que I can totally get you when you're telling me that you don't feel like getting out of the bed because I was like that.
Yeah.
Like, te entiendo si dices, like, no me siento bien, esto y el otro. Like, if you talk to me about anything that's going on with you, like your mental health and stuff like that, I know how it feels and I know how horrible it is. Because there's not a lot of people who talk about it. And actually, there's a show that I watched and I barely finished. It's called Big Mouth, and it's basically like, it's not like a super clean show, but it shows almost all of your like high school years, middle school, high school years. And in that episode sale un mosquito que es la ansiedad y una gata que es la depresión. And I love that show a lot and I totally recommend it because la gata literalmente se sube arriba, like one of the characters, and like, just húndete en tu cama, tápate la cabeza, ignora. And literalmente es como la depresión te, like, it's how the depression calls on you.
Yeah.
And it's horrible to like not being able to get out of your bed because no tienes ni fuerzas.
Yeah.
Because sometimes no es porque eres huevona, porque muchos de que, like our culture, like we were saying, eres huevona, no eres huevona. It's because something is bad. It's like something bad is going on.
Yeah.
Know? And I totally get it. And like, todo eso me ayudó. Y también ver como series también de los que gente que, o sea, like, people making series about teenagers has been the best thing somebody can do because, to be honest, like, it helps a lot. Mostly being experience of like something that has, like, somebody has gone through that, como, o sea, de que en mi persona,
Yes.
que he pasado por eso, I feel like it has been like really good to hear movies and stuff like that, and to see movies and like, you know, stuff like that, and hearing even podcasts that talk about a lot about that, because I feel like it's the best thing you can cope with it. Like, that's the best way, I feel like, for me.
Yeah.
That I feel like it's the best way to cope with those type of things.
And also, like, now that you tell us like all these things that you went through, and like the process of like your mental health being up and down, and like the difference that we have. And because digo, yo nunca, like, I never really was that type of kid because, you know, I was always like, I was never exposed to a lot of things, mainly because, you know, I grew up in church, and like, basically almost my a lot of my life, like, my dad was a pastor, and like, you know, like, we definitely grew up different situations. And so it's just kind of impressive to see like this kind of point of view. And because I know that, like, yo les he dicho mucho a las personas que me escuchan, and like, I can tell them my experience, but I don't have as much of experience because my experience really has always been, you know, God, mainly trusting God. And which is still, I think, is like one of the most important things, you know, but also like finding other ways where you can also feel motivated, you know, to feel better, to get better, you know what I mean? And the fact that like for example, you, that obviously you didn't grow up like in like the way I grew up, you know what I mean?
And also, like, sorry to
No,
interrupt
no,
you, growing up with a dad and a mom together is
Yeah.
a completely different story. I'm not saying this in a bad way or anything. Yo le agradezco tanto a mi mamá porque, like, she has passed through everything y ha pasado por cosas feas. And she still is the woman she is.
Yeah.
And she's still strong and she's still going strong. And I love her with all of my heart. And I feel like my dad did not deserve me or my mom anyway. And I will always keep it like that. I always thank God, and I always like tell him, like, I hope you give him the best of you can.
Yeah.
Pero realmente no te podría decir que yo amo a mi papá. Y siento que es una gran diferencia de crecer con papá y crecer sin papá.
Yeah.
Porque siento que es una cosa que también me afectó mucho.
Yeah.
Y más porque no crecí con ninguna, like, nothing, algo paterno, hasta pues mi stepdad, pero pues,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of things in that. So I feel like generally not growing up with a dad was a big part. And I think like it's also a big part. Or also having problems with moms.
Yeah.
I can and cannot relate porque en un momento sí tuvimos mi mamá y yo muchos problemas. Pero ahorita te puedo decir que I can't live without my mom. Like, I'm 24/7 with my mom. Like, es de que literalmente es molestándola. o sea, like I can't live without my mom anyway. Like I just can't anymore. I feel like we have such a big bond that I absolutely love how close I am now with my mom.
Yeah.
But it took a lot for both of us because it took a lot from both of us.
And like so they know cuz um as we mentioned previously, like you started coming to church and doing more activities and being more like doing more things, like
Mhm.
more motivated things. And like do you say that's also helped you like get your mental health better in a way?
I actually started praying again the summer of my freshman year. Freshman, sophomore year. I don't remember what year.
Yeah.
I think it was my freshman year. It was the summer. I was gonna go to sophomore year. I started praying again.
Hmm.
And once I started doing that, I started like seeing a change in me. After I left a lot of people who were not a good influence to me, I felt like it was one of like the best things I could have ever done.
Yeah.
Cause after I did that, it went way better, and it helped a lot with my mental health. Cause I was like a different type of depressed. Again, like como que se me cayó el 20 otra vez.
Yeah.
Like everything fell on me again. So I felt like talking to God and stuff like that. And now that I'm like really wanting to be more in church and stuff like that, and I even feel bad sometimes when I can't go,
Yeah.
I feel like it has helped me, and I have so much to thank God for. Like I feel like there's a lot of friends. Like I used to have another friend before you that also was Christian, and I remember a lot that she used to talk about God, and I was literally like
Yeah.
looking at her like not knowing what to say. But now I get her in the way she said that like God is everything, and I feel like God is everything, and
Yeah.
He has helped me in so much, and I am forever thankful for everything He has done for me,
Yeah.
because I feel like it was just like I no creo que se la puse muy fácil en regresar, porque yo
Yeah.
me aferraba y me aferraba y me aferraba, y ahorita ya que estoy otra vez like in the church and stuff like that, I feel like it's been the best thing ever, and it has helped me a lot. Even my mom has said that it helps me a lot, por lo mismo de que no me siento mal, ando un poquito mejor. And of course, like being back in a religious thing, o sea, estar en como una iglesia y todo eso, siento que me ha traído a mí para atrás. Anyway,
Yeah.
like it brought me back,
Like yourself, your inner self.
Yeah, like it brought so many things that I loved about myself. Y I'm like super happy about it, to be honest.
And that's actually great to hear because like even there's like a lot of struggles as you share with us like your life outside of like church and stuff like that. And also for the like I know there's people that inside a church have like even stronger struggles, and like that like it also helps us to know that like it's not a lie, you know what I mean? It's not something that we're fantasizing about. Is that it's real, you know, like it actually like God actually helps us in a way and leads us to the best versions of
And
ourselves.
actually, there's like, I was one of the type of people who were like, ay, estos locos que,
Yeah.
you know? I was like that. And it was porque tenía tanto dolor y tanto sufrimiento dentro de mí. But I feel like, I don't know if I've seen that people like the Jesus glow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I felt like that helped me a lot. And I look way different than how I looked. I look way more happier. And like, a lot of people do tell me that you look way more happier. And I'm super happy that I do, because I really waited for this moment for so long. Like I literally was waiting for a moment where I could just breathe and be okay, and I totally owe that to God, because
Yeah.
he's the reason why I'm still here, and he helped me a lot in a lot of things. Also my family, like everybody, like my mom, my sister were always there, and I made them go through a lot, because I was
Mhm.
not like that type of kid. So
Yeah.
just like I was just a mess.
Yeah, and they were it's just so like great to hear it because even with myself, like I've even digo, I wasn't really like oh yeah, like I went through a lot because I didn't. But like also I guess it was more challenges with myself and also um you know we have a lot of like how can I say it like well, for myself, personally, like I always been like, oh, like I'm not meeting this or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, and like just playing around with my head, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and all my thoughts.
Like overthinking about everything.
Yeah, and but like just to know that God was always there, you know what I mean, and like that the fact that He protects us in a way, and I believe it's like mental health, like is one of the best things that you could do. Like I said, not really like go be religious, but just believing in God
Yeah.
itself.
I feel like because not believing in anything brings you even more down. Because that's like experiencing myself. And like I said, you don't, like, if you don't feel comfortable enough to be like super religious, but like at least trying, to get closer, it helps a lot.
Yeah,
And it's from like a personal experience. I was literally always hating on everybody who believed in God because I was like no, and
yeah,
it's crazy to see that I'm here now. Like after a long time,
miracles.
like yeah, literally, porque no me dejaba. I was literally, pobrecita, mi mamá pasó por mucho de que no quería ir a la iglesia yo, because my mom tried, but I was a mess, so I kind of like didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah,
So it was just like,
yeah, but I feel like for the people that are listening and that are watching this, and I'm just my highest recommendation of like my experience, right, is obviously uh, looking for God, like like as I told you, like no, it's not about being religious or about following rules or following like what a person tells you to do, but it's really about what God talks into your heart to do. You know what I mean? And it's really just like I have this. I heard this like testimony, and I think I've mentioned it before. Um, and I think I also told you. But it's like about this guy who he obviously wasn't really into God or he didn't believe in anything. And like all his problems and his struggles just kind of like started like como que se le empalmaron and they were like
building up.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And when he started letting God into his life, it's like a lot of his problems got fixed and it was just like a path like doors opening for him to and just like a waterfall, like everything just started going with the flow, you know what I mean? And he himself, in I think it was like an interview or something like that, and he himself, he was like, me believing in God helped me with my problems. Like it helped me economically. It helped me build my relationship with his wife, with his children, and like his career, his work. Like everything just got better. And he was like if an imaginary God helped me become a better person, like I didn't lose anything. Instead, I gained.
Yeah, like that's the biggest thing. You're not gonna lose anything for this.
Yeah,
You won't lose a leg for believing in God.
yeah,
And of course, like it's not like like I totally recommend it in my experience. But if you don't want to, like that is totally your choice. Of course, do try to look out for help and therapist. They do help, but don't. I feel like in my personal experience, don't stay there for a longer time. Like just try to get as much as you can better. I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, like I need to go to therapist all the time, this and
yeah,
that. I generally feel like it's not like that. I stopped going to therapist after being like able to have a couple. Like I had a couple because I moved a lot and like there was a lot of changes.
yeah,
But I feel like you don't have to be in therapist all the time. I feel like there's a point where there's a stop. Or at least that's the way I see it.
yeah, yeah.
And I just feel like totally look out for help. There's a lot of different things you can do. Don't go to a mental hospital. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a mental hospital is never gonna help. It is like if it helps you, totally get it. But I
Yeah.
feel like it didn't help me in personal because I am too sentimental for that.
Yeah, it was just too harsh.
It was too much. It was too much.
But yeah, that's like really the main thing. And like as we were saying, like you don't lose anything in trying. Like even if you don't believe, like if you try, and it wasn't real,
Mhm.
like you didn't lose anything. But then if you didn't try and it was real, like
You
then you
gain a
just
lot.
you lost a lot. Like,
Mhm.
and so like my highest recommendation is just like uh let God into your life. Like you
Like
never know like the big
you
changes.
gain a lot if if you let him in your life. Like you gain a lot of stuff that like you didn't even know you needed.
Yeah.
Friendships, confidence more on yourself. I feel like that's what you can get more, and also peace. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Peace. I
Yeah.
have so much peace ever since I started going to church and got baptized. Like I feel like getting peace in yourself is the best thing you can ever do.
And to kind of end it, I want you to share with us like how was the experience of like getting baptized? Like,
It was actually like my mom was laughing at me because she when once I got out she was like, what did you feel? And I was joking around. I was like, the water was cold. That's the first thing I told.
yes.
That's the first thing I told my mom. Oh my god. That's the first thing I told my mom. I was like, the water was really cold. But actually, just feeling that I accomplished something really big that I was waiting for. And I was really nervous, but I felt like it was the best decision I could ever take. Like, it was such a beautiful thing. I absolutely loved it. And I don't know if you like just God
Yeah. He
has
just
brought so many good things.
that's good. And like when you came out like cuz I could tell you my experience, which is a really long one, but we obviously want to know yours cuz it's recent. Um like when you went into the water and came back, like how did you feel or what was like going through your head
I
like
feel like, to be honest, when that happened, I was like, was telling my mom, in that water, I'm leaving everything behind. I'm leaving everything that happened. Like I'm gonna start something new. I'm gonna start new projects, new stuff for myself. And I even told my mom, like, once I raced out of the water, I felt like everything just washed off, like everything just left.
yeah.
And I felt such a great relief. Like I have been feeling such a great relief. And I don't have something weighing on my shoulders. Like everything just felt like "Es que sea lo que Dios quiera," you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Like it has always like it had to always be like that, pero que ahora ya es, o sea que ya es like I already did it and stuff like that. I feel like it has been the best thing I have ever done. Like just feeling like I did feel like the ganas de llorar, pero no sé por
Yeah.
qué nunca lloré. Pero just feeling that like freedom. You
It's
know?
like it actually feels like you're reborn again.
Yeah. Like it actually does feel like that, and mostly because like once you like you get out of the water, it's just like a feeling of like relief and like you're okay, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know, I feel like in that moment I was like I survived everything. Like everything just washed away.
And it's actually like pretty cool how you actually built on yourself to this point and to like
Uh-huh.
become the person who you are like
Mhm.
right now like literally. And it's just like that greatness that you don't really need like the outs like you don't really need to be doing the wrong things in order to feel good or to you have fun, like just as long with
Uh-huh.
just peace and happiness makes you
And
like
I will never judge anybody who's done all those things because I've been a person
yeah.
who did those things as well. So I can like tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Like this is this and this is that, because I understand. Like I did those things. I've been through that. I'm not gonna judge you, but I just say give it a chance. To be honest, because it's one of
Yeah.
the best things I could have done.
Yeah. And I say the same thing because I mean, obviously I was grown into this my whole life, but just that moment itself kind of feels like very special for some reason. Like
Yeah.
it literally feels like you're reborning again.
Yeah, and I feel like my whole family, my my close, my more close family, was really happy that I did it because I was the only one that didn't get baptized when they were born because my family is kind of Catholic. So, like dealing with that, I feel like my mom was really happy. My grandma was also really happy that I finally got baptized, and I feel like it was the best feeling ever. I loved it.
Yeah. And so, really, our like highest recommendation for you guys is really to give it a chance to new things that can help you for the best, especially when you're going through all of these kinds of problems and that like your mental health and like all of these things are getting to you, and it's just good to let these things kind of into your way. I don't know, have the chance to meet new people that can help you throughout your process, and because I know obviously there was like important people in your life that help you throughout.
And I feel like there were friends before you that helped, and some of them were just not helping. But I feel like I ended up in the right place in the right time. And I think it was just God's timing of when I had to do it and when I didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like He had to. I didn't listen the first time, so He literally. Como una vez le dije a una amiga, me tiró roquitas hasta que aprendí.
Yeah.
Hasta que me tiró una roca muy grande, como y me cayó el 20 de que, ay, o sea, like, I have to, like, get better in all this. And
Yeah.
I absolutely get the way he was, like, trying to help me, even though it hurt really much, but.
Yeah. And so if you really are going through a harsh time right now, just kind of follow our advice, because obviously it is best to just leave at peace and to just try to be a better version of yourself to feel better than to have all these things just kind of like loading inside our heads. And just our biggest recommendation, as we said, is meeting God is really like what can help us as best when having mental issues or really any kinds of problems. But really, it's just like even for myself, like I'd wish you guys everything like the best, and I mean I could never wish somebody like, oh no, like you don't have like a chance, you know what I mean? Like everybody has a chance, and obviously like just wishing happiness and peace to everyone, like especially the ones who deal with these kinds of things. And so yeah, this was our small session. How did you feel? How does this feel to you?
It felt a little weird at first, but then I got comfortable, so.
It was just slay. I'm such an influencer. No, I'm actually really thankful that you are here helping me. Así como les estaba diciendo, sí, ya me he tomado mucho tiempo desde que no he hecho post un podcast. Y pues sí, es así como a veces se me olvidan las cosas. Like, girl, I was like really, like, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, how am I going to record in the app? But really, it's just such a fun experience to be here with you, especially. And I am really looking forward to having you here more often.
Yes, of course.
And
Of course.
so, yeah, this was kind of it. Meeting Yaretsi here. And that's pretty much it for our podcast. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys feel, how do you say it, like not touched, but like you guys kind of like
Understand.
Understand the topic that we were kind of discussing. And we obviously just wish for the best for all of you guys. And yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically it. I will try to post more often. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.